And we're back. It is happy hour again. I'm so excited to be with all of you. This is kind of a last minute thing because it's the holidays. We wanted to talk to you before the year ends. We've got some great gift buying guide to go over with you. We've got some gear we want to show you, the DDJ 200. Going to kind of deep dive that a little bit, go over how it can work with an iPad, with an Android phone, with a laptop. You know, maybe you've got someone in your life that you want to get a quick gift for, something not too expensive at $149, and they want to become a DJ. It's a great way to get into that. And talk a little bit about Rekordbox. It's been a big year for Rekordbox updates, a lot of new things involved with it, and we want to go over that. So we're going to bring my boy Pulse in for that in a little while. We'll bring PJ in a little bit once we get into the DDJ 200 and what's going on there. But as always, it's happy hour, my favorite hour of the day, every day. Still on this kick, still doing the seltzer kick here. Today we're doing the Truly Citrus Squeeze. So we'll crack this open, for which I can tell you up front, this is our last happy hour of the year. I will move forward towards the camera. So my trusty producer, JP, who's not doing a Truly, he's manning up a little bit more with a beer. Can't remember what he's drinking, but he's drinking beer. I know that much. So to all of you, I hope you've made it out of 2021 and you're going to have a great 2022. Later in the show, we're going to be going to general questions, anything you have about Rekordbox, gear, kind of AMA it, if you will. So to all of you, cheers. Shlancha to the brethren over in Ireland of mine. As always, refreshing. So we made it. It's December 2021. The year's gone by so fast. It seems like a month ago, we were doing our December 2020 show, getting that at that year end, which obviously was a much worse year than this year, even though this year still has a lot of challenges. Got a mask mandate yesterday where I live here in Southern California. So California's gone back to a mask through to January. So there's still challenges and there's a lot of things that are coming up. But in the meantime, as DJs, what can we do? What have we learned from 2020, 2021 that we can take moving forward? Well, you might be watching us on Facebook. You might be watching us on YouTube. By the way, all of our social media is the same address, at Pioneer DJ USA. That's for Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. But you're probably watching us on Twitch. I have a Twitch channel. A lot of you have Twitch channels. If you got a Twitch channel, you want to put it in the comments to have other people follow you, see what you're up to. By all means, feel free to do so. We want to support you the same way you support us. And I think moving forward, my schedule is now pretty much dried up for December and January. So I'm going to really start to work on my Twitch sets, keep putting in there. I'm starting to get a little bit of income, like that much. And, you know, I think that's where we're going to be in the next month or two as we wait for the gigs to kind of come up in 2022. It's starting to look like it'll be a big year. I think a lot, especially in the wedding market, a lot of brides and grooms have realized it's important to have that wedding. It's important to have that party. So I think Twitch is one aspect. We're going to use the comments today as sort of a conversation between myself, all of us here at Pioneer DJ USA, and you. If there's things you want to see changed, if there's ideas you have for future shows, if there's thoughts on what we should be doing over the winter months moving forward to better our services, let us know. I'm actually considering taking on a challenge of learning how to scratch. I might approach my boy PJ, might document that, like going from zero to scratch. It's something I'll be honest, I'll get up there and do this and nothing really happens because it's all over here. So I want to expand as a DJ. I want to be better every year in every event. And I think getting a little bit of scratch to throw in at a wedding as a little throwback when I do some of my, 90s hip hop stuff, if I can break into it with a little scratch, I think it might be a good ad. And it's certainly something that clients are going to appreciate. So there's a lot of things going on. I think we can have a dialogue here. Of course, like I said, Facebook and Instagram, we put up a post. By all means, put in a comment, even if it doesn't seem to make sense to the post, if it's something that you need us to address or look at. The elephant in the room, yes, there's been a lot of issues this year with getting our hands on gear, but there is gear out there to be had. Right here next to me, I have my friend, the DJM S7, and you can go buy one of these today. These are out there. We just launched the XDJ RX3. Those are out at different places. I've seen different dealers post on Instagram photos of the shipments that they just received. So those things are out there. Now, as far as the gift buying guide goes, one of the things that's easy to get for anybody in your life who's a DJ, or even yourself if you need something that's a year-end treat or your headphones are messed up, maybe you need monitors, we're going to make our way over to the counter, and I want to show you some of the headphones we have that we're going to offer at good deals along with some speakers on our website and also out there in the environment. So as we come up about a week and a half outside of Christmas and you need something as a last minute gift, or you've considered buying something like headphones or monitor speakers for the office, your studio, wherever you're going to use them, so you don't have to break out the big speakers you use at gigs, these are the things you want to take a look at. So we're going to switch cameras over to the counter, and I'm now going to make my way over there and show you a few things from our gift buying guide. And here I am. Now I'm over here in front of these beautiful headphones and these speakers. So outside, inside, these are the DM40Ds. These are part of our series of different size monitor speakers we have. I was the first one to admit in the beginning, I didn't quite get the whole monitor speaker concept. Why would I need monitor speakers? I have these big, huge honking Express 15s that I carry to all my gigs. And then it dawned on me, if I don't want to have those come out of the garage, the office, storage, wherever, these make a great addition to practicing. I use these at home when I do my Twitch sets because I don't want to play loud. I'm doing most of my monitoring in my headphones, and I don't want to wake the family up with some dark wave set at 2 in the morning. So something to consider at great value. And again, you can go to pioneerdjusa.com, find all the value and all the great pricing on the DM40Ds. Now in the way of headphones, let's look at these. This first pair, these are the HDJ Q1s. These came out about a year ago, and these have the ability to not only change color on the ear cups, but you can get them in different colors for the band. So you can really personalize these. Obviously, your cable comes out, so you don't have to worry about ripping anything. They're really sturdy, very comfortable. They're great beginner headphones, but I'm finding a lot of people will get the Bluetooth that runs Bluetooth 5.1, and they'll actually use them at home to watch Netflix or something else and use them as the Bluetooth receivers for music and TV at home. So these are our first pair. These are the HDJ Q1s. Now we get into more of a full-time gigging professional DJ setup, and you can see the opening here on the headphones is much larger than the Q1. The reason for that is the larger driver. What I like about these are the HDJ X7s. They're in gold. You can use these and not have to turn them up as much. As I'm moving forward in the years of being a DJ, my hearing is obviously very important to me. I don't want to crank my headphones. So I love using these when I'm doing something at home for a Twitch set or at a gig because I don't have to turn the volume up. Once I went to the larger driver's opening, I found the volume was turned down, not up on my board. So again, another example of a great pair of headphones. And we have other ones here. I'm showing you just a few pairs that you can go to our website and check out as a great value at this time of year. These are over ear. These are over ear. These are not. These are the HDJ S7s. These come in black and white. And these are for the DJs who don't want to go over ear. And by over ear, I just mean cupping over your entire ear versus just going kind of right to the ear. Really comfortable, really sturdy. I've used these at a few events. They're really nice. And they don't take up a lot of space. You look at this, the profile of these two. So if this is something that you've looked at and said, I don't really feel good going over ear, I don't feel I can hear anything outside of the headphones, they cut things off too much, you might be a great candidate for going with something like this. Even if you're only doing one at a time, it opens it up to let you hear things a little bit differently. So again, the HDJ X7s, really nice pair of headphones. So I've talked about speakers. I've talked about headphones. We're going to bring in PJ and Pulse because now I want to talk about this. And I'm going to flatten my iPad just so people can see. I'm now going to be talking about this, the DDJ 200. This is only $149. PJ, Pulse, if you guys are there, I would love to have a discussion with the two of you. I'm going to move these so you have a better view.
We're here.
Yo. Awesome, guys. How are you? Happy holidays to both of you.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays to you.
Excellent, excellent. I am using my DDJ 200 with the DJ app and my iPad. And as I'm sure people can see, I'm going to not only show it to that camera, but I'm going to show it to that camera. Look, mom, no wires.
Wireless.
This is technology that is unheard of in the marketplace. I believe we invented wireless technology. Am I right? Does anyone know? Is that a that and the internet? That is something that we take full. Just we did
And
it.
what's that app you're
So,
using there?
I'm using the app DJ from Algorithm. And what I love
Hmm.
about this as a practice tool is that I can take my iPad and move it over there and sit here because if, let's say, I have my speaker set up there, as long as I have power going to my DDJ 200, this is actually sending the signal Bluetooth. So you see that there's literally no latency. You see me scratching. And if you could hear this, you'd be impressed. I can tell you that right now.
it's
And
like
the
the
But
USB that you're
ISPs.
connected to is only just for power.
this is just for power. I have it going down to a power brick. So I could sit on my couch at home, have this with me powered up, have my have my iPad over connected to my speakers from my audio output, and boom, there I go. Now I've got system running and I'm wireless, really. A lot of people I know have started to adapt something like this for wedding ceremonies, small events. I mean, it takes up very little space. It's tiny and it's very accurate. And you can stream with this as far as picking up from SoundCloud Go. What are the other apps, the other services that you can stream with on this, guys?
SoundCloud and Tidal.
And Tidal. I mean, Tidal is an amazing app. SoundCloud's an amazing setup. All that can be brought into this. You guys, what are you using with yours? Since I'm using the iPad, what have you chosen to use with yours, Christian?
I'm over here on an Android tablet. I'm doing the same thing you are. I've got a little battery bank underneath here. The headphone split cable. A lot of people ask about how to cue, and the split cable gives one stereo output. That if you go into your audio settings, this cable is included with the DDJ 200, so you
Yep.
enable split queuing. Now what it does is it puts the master on one channel and the so there we are. Master on one channel and then the headphone cue on the other, so it's left and right, but you connect your headphones, so it's basically mono signal to both headphones, and then the other gets the mono signal from the other channel, and so you're able to output audio directly from the off of your tablet or your phone. If you're using a Lightning connector, you need to have the little adapter or another audio interface of some variety, but that's how you get your audio out of your device, and it's super easy to use. I mean, there's no confusion in being able to cue songs in the headphones and be able to play out at the same time when you've got that splitter in. So it's
Right.
brilliant, on all platforms.
And that's the thing is I showed when I held it up. I mean, there's just the USB cable powering this. It's all running Bluetooth off the device where the music is. And I think one of the benefits, especially the people that I feel this is really tailor made for, are younger, new to the industry DJs because it's not a huge investment to get in, and they're probably streaming most of their music. They're probably working off SoundCloud. They're probably not storing things, but even if they are, they have that option. When you go into the DJ app, it gives you all of the choices of where the music comes from. So I think for the intermediate, new to it DJ, I mean, a pro DJ could definitely do whatever they want with this. But if you are considering getting into DJing, it doesn't get much easier than this at an incredibly small investment. I mean, I have headphones that I've spent 3 times what I could pay to buy this and end up doing an event with this if I wanted to. So, you're certainly not only not limited, but if that's your marketplace, if that's where your sweet spot is, it's streaming music off of a SoundCloud, Tidal app, things like that, this is certainly going to be great for you. PJ, what device have you chosen to use the DDJ 200 with today?
So right now I have it connected with Rekordbox, and there's only one version of Rekordbox, and it's the full version, and it's a hardware unlocked device. It totally works with the professional version of Rekordbox, and all you have to do is connect the DDJ 200 to a computer that has Rekordbox connected, Rekordbox loaded. And what's cool is you get all the professional features of Rekordbox. Well, not all the professional features, but all the core features of Rekordbox, so you can DJ with it. As far as audio goes, it'll play off the speakers of the computer, and you can use the splitter like what Pulse was saying.
Hmm.
And if you really want a high quality audio sound, then using the headphone output of the computer, you can connect maybe another interface or another USB mixer and route the audio going out of that audio device. And that's what's cool about using the DDJ200. Even though it doesn't have its own sound card, Rekordbox allows you to reallocate your audio device to another sound card so you can get pristine sound even though the 200 is a controller only device.
Right. No, it's a fascinating little piece. I mean, I know you posted something about a year ago when this came out in your car, driving around like a set from your car, and it kind of speaks to that. It's one of the things whenever you get into bus powered, you know, it opens up opportunities for you to go places. I said this to somebody last week about the DDJ Flex 6, for example, how I could sit outside with my headphones and my laptop, and I don't need anything else because of the bus power aspect. So if you're plugging this into your computer to run Rekordbox, you're now open to DJ wherever you would like if you're doing just headphones. And as PJ said, if you want to pick up a USB mixer, even come out of the headphone jack on your computer and go to the splitter cable where now you've got headphones as well as
Yeah.
another output to go to a speaker, whether you go to DM40Ds, the new DM50Ds, or whatever speakers you want. Don't feel you have to step back a little when things get small, because that's certainly not the case with technology any longer. If I had a wall up, you wouldn't know if I had this or CDJs. And that's the beauty of it. So at least if you're considering starting off as a DJ, if you already are a DJ and you want to kind of go, I don't get opportunities to hook up to a big system. I don't want to spend a lot of money for something to practice with. I'd certainly say this is something you should consider. I've had a great time playing it with. What about you guys?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I somebody commented they love the WeGo, and I've for me the WeGo 3 is absolutely
Oh, you're the
number
biggest
one in terms of
fan
the
I know.
small portable units. But
Yeah,
with this one, it is very compact and budget friendly. Whereas the WeGo I think was $349 when it was retailing.
I think
Uh,
so. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the
so
difference with the WeGo is I would gauge the WeGo as being more professional, if for no other reason than simply because it not only sent
yeah.
sound out, but it had mic abilities.
Yeah, no,
Now,
it's got a
certainly,
lot more going for it. I think this is a
yeah,
great beginner tool, and it works with so many applications as well because it's still just a MIDI controller at the end of the day.
yeah. No, and again, the size and functionality of it, it's just what I didn't think I would like that I love about it is it's very direct. I mean, this looks like a 400, an SB3, an SX, an SR. The buttons are where they are. The pads are all where they are.
Yeah,
Your pitch is right there. Your platter's up here on the top. I mean, this is the same layout as the DDJ 1000 when you break it right down. You have a mixer in the middle, two platters and pads underneath with a play cue button on the sides and a shift above it. So, I mean, if you're considering this or if you're already in it and you just want to sit somewhere quietly and practice, you could go to a Starbucks, put this on the table next to your caramel macchiato, open up your laptop, put on your headphones, and do a little mini set. Or you could probably, no, because the audio wouldn't come out of this. So I was going to say stream to Twitch, but I went a little too far, guys. But you can certainly sit there and practice. You're waiting around and you want to just, get accustomed to working a crossfader. It's a great item to either get you started or to continue the journey as a DJ.
If I could comment on this, the thing about it is like a lot of kids, younger kids, might not have a laptop to use with any DJ gear. If you're a parent that's thinking about getting your kids started with DJing, and the thing about using the DDJ 200 is most kids, like have a smartphone, and that's all they need to use with the DDJ 200. You don't need to get another laptop. You can just start by using a mobile device, either a smartphone or a tablet.
Right. And I don't know this, but I'm going to venture to guess. Christian, you said you're working with an Android phone or a
yeah, it's
tablet.
an Android tablet. Yeah,
So I believe you could probably get an Android tablet for under $100 this time of year.
yeah. Your performance mileage will vary depending on the model you pick up, but definitely some of those Black Friday sales would have yielded some great prices in post Christmas sales as well.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Hmm.
between the sales that are going through, we have Boxing Day, of course, for our friends from Europe and, of course, you in Canada. Then we'll have the post Christmas sales. So I don't, you don't feel you need to be limited by any of this. if you're an individual with a smartphone or a tablet, this is something you could start right out of the box, and it couldn't connect any easier. It's the simplest thing. Once it's plugged in, it starts. There's a button up here that's green on the top here.
I'm
This
gonna
is
give the one
telling me
tip though,
sending
because
out
the one
Bluetooth.
thing that so many people miss is they go into their device settings for the Bluetooth to try and connect it. Can't do it there because it hit an error. It'll ask for like a passcode. It won't work. Go into the app, connect through the app. So here in WeGo, let me cut over here. In WeGo, you can see it says connect. Sorry, WeDJ, not WeGo. Connect the DDJ 200. That's where you would tap that and then connect it. And the same thing happens in. Ooh, where are we going? There we are. Hey, same thing happens in the DJ app. So it's just
Yes,
connect through the app itself.
because only somebody that didn't know that would spend 20 minutes on their iPad at the headquarters trying to get the device to go in and then remembering, wait, I think I have to go to the app. So I'm just saying that's a possible. It didn't happen today, but it could have, maybe sort of did. Um, but yeah, that's a good point. It's once you're there, it's very easy to connect, and the settings on it, as with all these apps, they're very user friendly. DJ is, We DJ is. It's not there to intimidate you. It's there to give you an opportunity to be creative and try to join the world of DJing, or just have fun playing music. Even if you're not DJing, just play music for yourself. Just learn and explore, especially with something like SoundCloud and Tidal, where there's millions of songs. So what I would like to do now is I'd like to go right into Rekordbox. So PJ and I are going to leave the screen. We're going to bring Pulse up to full screen, and we're going to let him go over all of the cool highlights, because 2021 was a great year for Rekordbox. We brought in some great new features. There are things this does that still blow my mind. Its ability to play from cloud and unlimited storage, things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to turn things over to my man Christian, aka Pulse, aka always at one point had a New York Times best-selling author status.
Apparently, I keep hearing that, but I'm curious as to what titles I've written. So anyway,
Something about the Great White North.
this this year we had 6 major Rekordbox updates, and of course those included a whole ton of features as well. Support for the new DJ MS7, sample scratch was included with that. Big Sur support. So now this is one thing I wanted to point out. Big Sur support came in March, and that was 4 months after the launch. And this year, Monterey came out in October 25th, and we've now just announced last week support for it. So this is just 1 month after the launch. So I know everyone was patient in waiting for those two updates to come out, but we were much quicker this time, because last time, of course, Big Sur was a huge change for Apple. This time, Monterey was just a small incremental step. So now we've verified everything. That is supported with Rekordbox 6.6.1. We also had Windows 11 support come out. That's only 2 months after the launch of the platform. So we're really keeping step with those OS launches as we go. Other fun things: SoundCloud Go Plus high quality streaming support. We have the lighting, a bunch of improvements this year. Automatic deck selection came around with more support for more DJMs in the XDJ-XZ. Actually, that came around twice, because we added some more DDJs as well. Vocal position detection for M1 based Macs. XDJ-RX3 supports. Gobo, more back to the lighting. Gobo function, lighting import and export. For those who are moving between computers, you can now take your lighting show with you and transport it from one computer to another. Improved DMX direct control. Now, for those who don't know what that is, I'm going to see if I can bring it up here for you. These guys, if you're looking on my screen, there's 3 little banks that get listed to the side. You can click on the little gear icon, and now you've got this window that pops up with 32 different channels that you're able to control. So let me just call this one. Connect my keyboard over to the PC here. Let's call this one the Fogger, and you know that your channel for the Fogger is 120, and the minimum on value for it is 1, and the maximum on value, let's call it 160. And you can call it. You can add additional functions. If there's a knob that controls it, if you need to add a note. Turn button on when opening, sync and turn off with the blackout. There's a bunch of additional features that were added. We just do that. So now whenever you want to run your Fogger, You click that little button there, and hey, by the way, you can even map this one to a MIDI control or a keyboard shortcut as well. So now you can launch your fogger. These are for things that are not typically controlled by your lighting show. And speaking of the lighting show, there is a cool thing that you can do in lighting, which came out last year, but a lot of people still miss this. And this is the Pro DJ Link lighting. So over here, I've actually got some CDJs and a DJM hooked up, and you can see I've got deck 2 and 3, or what's assigned on those CDJs. It says deck 3 is currently on air. There's actually nothing playing on it right now. But if I go to deck 2, let me just call up something, and if I hit play on there, you can see it's got phrase data, and as it moves through the song, it's picking this up. Now, this is using Link. This has to be from a CDJ 3000. Unfortunately, none of the other products will support it, but you now have control of your lighting when playing from a CDJ and DJM instead of having to play within performance mode. So this is a really cool function that is sort of nested in there, and a lot of people miss it because to get it to show up, you have to go into your lighting mode, click on the little gear icon. Oh, my preference windows popped up the other monitor, which I can't see. But you enable Pro DJ Link lighting within the preferences there, and that will allow you to have it come up on this screen, and you get manual and automatic controls. So anything here, if this was running on a touch screen, you could use all of these buttons. That's why they're so big. You could use all of these as touchscreen controls for your lighting while using CDJ 3000s and the Pro DJ Link control. So there's my fogger again. I can fire off that fogger, except I've got my menu open. Give me 1 second here, Jay. I got to toggle back over so I can find my window. It's a problem with multiple monitors and only having one display. There we go. Coming back here. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Fogger. Hey, you can fire that off. So great manual control, and like I said, it's reading the phrase information off of the player for when you've had the songs analyzed. So if I wanted to manually override, I could do that, but it will automatically pick it up as it goes through the song on the CDJ. So as I fast forward there, you can see it's changing from the chorus to the bridge, for example. Other interesting things I definitely want to tell you about. Let's go back into, actually, let's hop to export mode because it won't matter what mode you're in for this. We this year introduced the professional plan. Now, the professional plan was an expansion on the creative plan. So you get all the features that come with the creative plan, but we've added an unlimited storage Dropbox account with this as part of the package. Now, if you have a Dropbox plan, chances are you're paying $15 a month. You get 2 terabytes of storage. This plan with Rekordbox and the creative plan is $5 more than if you bought all of it separately, but you get unlimited Dropbox storage, something you cannot buy from Dropbox. So my recommendation, if you're a DJ, want to get all your collection in the cloud, all your collection backed up, which you should definitely be doing, check out the professional plan. You get a lot of features within Rekordbox and more that are coming down the road, and you get unlimited Dropbox storage. You get a collection auto upload feature, so you can just add new music into your Rekordbox collection. It automatically uploads. And all of this is available through the My Page panel, which, again, I just opened up and it's on the other screen. I'm really not winning this one. It also has USB device backup. So if you go and export all your music to that USB drive and then you subsequently lose it, you can have that as a backup. You can then recreate that same drive again because it has an automatic function to do that. There is also Cloud Direct Play, and this ties in with the use of the professional plan. So when you've got a USB drive and you see this auth button here, this authentication appears to the right of a USB drive. You click that, and I'm going to take you over to the CDJ here. Let's go over here. Now, let me go back to my sources. So you can see it says Pulse DJ USB, and there's a cloud. This gives me the ability to log in. Now I'm connecting this player to the cloud. I'm connecting it to my cloud stored device, all my music. This one happens to only be 485 songs and 5 playlists. That's fine. Everything you see here, let's load up some drum and bass. Let's load this guy up and watch what happens. So I'm on a decent connection here at home. You'll see the song loads from the internet. It's downloading all this stuff, all my hot cues, everything directly to this player. And any linked CDJ 3000 can play from that cloud storage as well. So if you were using the full collection upload feature, where it's just going to automatically take all your music and dump it in the cloud. Let's say you're normally exporting your music to a USB drive. You're taking that drive with you to the club, to your mobile events. You forgot to export something. Oh no, I've left that playlist at home. Well, guess what? All of those playlists that you would normally have are here because they're in the cloud. So as long as you've got an internet connection, you're able to get that and you were connected. So Rekordbox really did have some amazing features that came out this year, and I'm excited to have these things to share. So any questions on these ones, drop them in the comments on whatever platform you're on right now. We'll try and get them answered before the end of the show. But that is a lot of stuff that came out with Rekordbox, and that was not all of it.
And that's not only a great presentation, but you and I have had off-air conversations about, so I can store everything. Yeah, everything. Like, so if I have 5
Everything.
terabytes of music, yeah, it'll store it.
Everything. Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of DJs I know who have an immense amount. I think I'm doing a lot with a terabyte drive and a terabyte backup. And then I'm meeting up with mobile guys, especially video, who are like, oh, I'm bringing 6 terabytes to the gig. And I'm like, 6 terabytes? Well, and then I have another 6 I mean, it's so much storage. And the
Yeah.
fact that I can at least now safely store my music, that if, forget, there was an emergency and I didn't have a drive, I have access to it and I can immediately start downloading it and then play from it live. I mean, this is a game changer in my opinion.
Yeah,
That's
and of
that's
course,
how I.
you and I have had the conversation of it's good to have your own collection of music, because you never know when you're going to an event where the internet's not good or your cell service is not great, so you can't make a hotspot to tether to. But even with, if you're playing in performance mode, whether you're playing from a DDJ, an XDJ, CDJs, and you've got SoundCloud, Beatport, BeatSource, Tidal,
Yeah.
between whatever you're carrying around on your drives, access to in the cloud, you should never have a song that you can't play if you've got access to the internet and one of those streaming services. It's just insane.
No, 100%. And we've had this discussion where I'm still old school. I've got to have a physical drive with me. And, I'll go on record saying it's because of you that I've never DJ'd from an internal drive, because back in the day, 12, 15 years ago, getting a laptop, you could get a faster laptop with a smaller
Oh
hard
yeah,
drive. And the logic then from you and everyone else was external hard drives aren't that expensive. And now they're insanely cheap. I mean,
yeah.
$100 to a quality solid state drive at 1 terabyte. So I've
Well,
just never gotten in the habit of my computer's got my music. No, I have 2 drives that I can switch between computers. And
yeah,
streaming to me was always, oh, I can't trust it. But looking at this as not only a great way to store my music and know I'm safe, but also to be able to grab onto it. I've messed with Tidal at home. I've messed with SoundCloud and BeatSource at home, and they've all been really good. I mean, they were really fast. They downloaded in a second. I was playing the song. It's not. I know it's the future and it's somewhat the present, but to the DJs like me who look at it and go like, no, 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 and shake your cane at the clouds like I do every morning,
yeah,
it's something you want to look into. If you're on the edge of looking at Rekordbox and you look at the plans and say, well, that's a lot of money every month. Well, if you're already paying the $15 a month as I am and everyone else is to Dropbox, this certainly opens up for a few dollars more. Now everything you have is safely stored.
yeah.
And let's face it, we can go replace gear. I don't know how I would begin to replace my music.
No,
I
and you and I joke about the six layers of backups, right? Like, you've got 2 copies, you have one in the cloud, you've got one that's you've mailed off to a friend, right? Like, you want to have all these recursive and redundant backups that keep
oh
you in
yeah,
check, because especially with you and I have collected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of CDs and thousands of songs, and we've curated this collection. We have a personal attachment, even if the physical media you could do without. It's all ones and zeros in the cloud. It's the fact that we've collected all this music and we've spent the time doing it, that losing that would be insanely devastating, even if all that music was still available to us for a monthly subscription price as it is right now. But it's
right.
that collection that we've curated that really does play. We can't lose that. So
No,
definitely get a backup. And I'm going to give a plug for Backblaze. If you don't have a real-time backup storage solution, get Backblaze. Even if you use Dropbox, there's no harm in having Backblaze as well. Like $5 or $6 a month, and it automatically everything's to the cloud. I've been using it for over 10 years, and would definitely give it the two thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, and this is part of this show is looking at end of year. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I had an event this coming Sunday. The mask mandate came in yesterday. My event canceled. So I don't have any more events for this month. I have a couple things in January, but it's time to do the annual. Man, I don't think I need 17 copies of Uptown Funk on my hard drive.
No.
So not only do I need to clean it, but I looked into Backblaze, and I'm more than likely going to sign up for that because I want to store my music. I don't have the patience to look at what happens if this goes away.
Yeah.
It's too dangerous. We've spent way too much time and effort and money to get to the music. When you list the price of gear for a rental, oh, well, this
No.
would be 300, 300, 400, 800, 200. Well, what about your hard drive? It's priceless.
Yeah.
What am I going to rent?
Exactly.
If I gave you a penny a song, I'd need, $1,000. I mean, it's ridiculous how much the really the core of it, the music is worth. So something like Rekordbox now, that ability just blows my mind. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm seriously looking at how do I incorporate this into my world because it's a benefit that I think we all really need on any level of professionalism.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that was a great presentation. I know you kind of glazed over a few things because there was
Oh.
so much that came in this year.
We did. I don't know if you remember, Jay, at the beginning of the year when we did the virtual NAM show.
Yes.
We had a record box masterclass that I tried to cram in. I think it was about 55 minutes worth of everything that I could draw out of the software, and that was scratching the surface. We didn't even get into lighting, and a lot of stuff was rushed through. So
No.
definitely there's so much stuff that, and what's great about Rekordbox 6 is you can get it for free. You can play, you can click and mouse around. It is a free application for that. And for most hardware owners, it's a hardware unlock. Check on the website. You might be able to activate Rekordbox 6 and the majority of its features for free simply by connecting a player, like the
Yeah.
DDJ 200.
Yeah. Go to rekordbox.com, and if the second tab on the top, I think after home,
Support, you go there and there's a little hardware diagram.
everything. Yeah.
Hardware unlock devices.
Supported. Yep. And it's a great way to find out very quickly what you're capable of because don't assume you can't use it. If you're running Pioneer DJ gear, chances are if you have something in the realm of a controller or player, you probably can unlock it. So I believe we brought PJ back.
What's up? I'm here.
How are you, sir?
I'm great. We got like 8 questions in
Yeah.
the queue.
That's awesome. Let's go to questions.
Let's hit them.
All right. So, first question is from Sam Click. When will the CDJ 3000 ease up on supply delays? I think
Okay.
we talked about it
I'll give you a
earlier.
good price on one of mine.
The reality is, and this, I'm not going to fluff this and blow smoke on this answer. The reality is that we've run into a real issue. Every electronics company, anyone that's shipping things over, pretty much from anywhere in the world, let alone just from Asia. And here where we are, I'm technically in, I believe I'm in Los Angeles County. The Port of Los Angeles and Long Beach are two of the biggest, if not the biggest ports in the world. And we have a lot of shipments offshore. We are doing all we can do, but there's just so much we can do. Recently, they went to a 24-hour schedule, and we're starting to see the results of that now. Gear is coming in. As I think I said earlier, I'm seeing on Instagram, dealers are posting photos of gear from not only us, but other manufacturers, because we're all in this together. This is not a us versus you or them or anything else. It's all of us. If we could give you a date, we would. We would go out on our Facebook, Instagram, and say, on this date, this gear will be available. The advice I can give to anybody that's asking this question, and I know people are asking, contact dealers. Dealers know before I would know when the gear is coming in because they have an arrangement with shipping. So shipping will contact them and say, you ordered 10 of this. They're shipping today. And it's sadly one of those things where you have to contact different dealers from different areas, whether it's an East Coast dealer versus a West Coast, a North versus a South. Even on our own website, we don't want to hold back information from you, our customers, but we just don't have an answer on that. I don't have a date to give out, or I would.
Best thing you can do is call your dealer and say, I want this product. They'll take a reservation list or a deposit from you, and as soon as it comes in, it's yours. There's people asking, they're saying, when can I get one? Well, it could be that the next shipment's already sold out because there's a wait list. So get in that list.
That's a great point.
We wish we could get more equipment out the door faster, but just everything in the last 2 years has been a perfect storm of delaying products.
So. It's not something we want. I went to a website to buy a radio for a car I bought back in February, and I went to put a new radio in it in April. And it's a famous website. I won't give their name, but it's a very big website with electronics. They gave me 69 options of radios that would fit my Jeep Grand Cherokee. They had 2 in stock. That was in April. And it was obvious to me then, this is going to blow up and be a bigger problem down the road. You know what? Take as good care as you can of the gear you have today. Facebook Marketplace, I'll give them a quick plug because a lot of DJs are hanging up their hat and they're selling off their gear. It's surprising to me how many times I get a call during the week, 3 or 4 times. Hey, I'm a DJ. I watch your channel. I love the happy hour show, whatever. I'm selling this gear. What do you think I should sell it for? Because they've given up or they've found other side hustle or other income. So you got to really keep your eyes open. If you need gear today, you can get an S7, you can get an S11. I know the RX3s are back in. CDJ 3000s, I apologize. I wish I had a better answer, but I don't have a solid answer. Once we have something of substance, we will post it on our social media. So make sure you follow us. And like Paul said, call a reputable big dealer, whether it's a GC or somebody else, and say, this is what I want. What do I need to do to get in the queue and get one?
For sure. So the next question is from Megan the Mustang.
Yes,
Megan. No relation to the Stallion?
Can I use Virtual DJ with the DDJ 200?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's on their supported list. If you go to any of these the manufacturer sites or the software sites, they'll list out quite often the hardware that they support right out of the box. And because it's a MIDI device, almost any MIDI device is compatible with a lot of these the software applications as well.
Yeah, the best way to find out is just look at their compatibility list on all devices. And as far as I know, they always have one for our gear. So
I mean, this is not an official answer, but as far as I know, everything we have works with Virtual DJ. I know people that have every controller we manufacture, and of those controllers, I know somebody on Virtual who's had great success. So, Virtual is great about getting things mapped out very, very quickly.
All right, so next question is from DJ Jesse. How is the bass on the DM40Ds?
The bass is good. You're looking at a 4-inch speaker, so it's not going to be thumping.
It's a good 4-inch speaker.
It is, but it's not, I'm just going to be upfront and honest about things. It's a nice bass reproduction. Using them for something like Twitch sets, I find they're great because I don't need to rumble the room. The whole point of these is to be able to have a quality sound listen without making a lot of noise, if that makes sense. I'm not going to set up my Express 10s and my Express 15s and all of a sudden, I'm getting grabbed by the hair from the wife, like, what are you doing? It's 3 a.m. I'm like, I'm a DJ.
Neighbors banging on the door.
Yeah. So what I love about these is that it's enough sound for me to hear and monitor what's going out to Twitch or going out on a Zoom set or going out wherever. So you've got to look at things in relationship to if you've got professional speakers that you use at your events, you don't want to use those when you're not getting paid. Those are for paying gigs. These are for practice and or monitoring music. They're great with computers. Hook them up to your computer and then change it up and go into your DJ rig and use them that way. So as you're downloading music, you're buying music from Promo Only or somewhere else, you can listen to it, monitor it as in the title, and then when you want to gig out on it, all you gotta do is move your controller over and plug it in.
All right, so next question is from Mike Bonador. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but does the DDJ 200 have a looper button or preset effects?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let me punch over there.
Excuse me, guys.
So check it out on screen. You've got the ability to change your pad modes. So hot cue mode, an auto loop, a manual loop, a pad effects, and a sampler. But you've also got some other stuff like you can change the modes here on the screen to a slicer. You've got a control for slip. There's also a touch effects XY pad, so you can do that in addition to being able to play. Plus your CFX, your filter, change those up to different options as well. So yeah, lots of stuff. And of course, it depends on the software as well. DJ has some slightly different options from WeDJ.
But I mean, I know DJ has still the XY axis, and you can go into different screen modes where you don't have the turntables.
Yeah,
We have pad buttons, so you can use those on top of the pads that are already built into the 200. So it does a lot more than you would think it does,
very
especially when you look
flexible.
at the
Yeah,
price tag.
And
You
it's
know,
different for every DJ software. So,
right?
yeah.
all right. So next question is from Nixon Scott. Do you offer classes online?
Well, we don't, but we have a partnership.
But we have a partnership
Jay, you want to tell them about that?
with the DJ school.
Yeah,
Our buddy Happa.
yeah. It's included. I think the 200 and the 400 at the very least are. I know they've got programs for. Hey, JP.
Yes. JP here.
How you doing there? You wanted to be part of the action.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
wait
there's
until it's end of year show.
there's free classes
The Rails.
included with if you just go to
Go to pioneerdj.com.
yeah,
Go to our gift buying guide. Right above it is DJ School. And I
There you
believe
go.
if you buy the DDJ
it's 200 and
6,
400. I know he's got
200,
Flex
400,
6.
yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
those 3 items. You actually get a free week of DJ School.
Yeah.
So, Happa's a friend of ours from way back. I saw him twice this month or last month in Phoenix and in Vegas. And great teacher, very passionate about people learning how to DJ. And he's an incredible DJ himself.
Yeah, it's good.
He
So-
actually has a full entry level course on DJing on our official Pioneer DJ USA YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, go to youtube.com/Pioneer DJ USA, and DJ Happa's full course is actually there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, class, like a full hour long class. So,
Oh,
Mm.
that's awesome. I'm glad
Yep.
we're supporting him in that way.
mhm.
Awesome,
So
awesome. So
the next question, I think this one's for you, Jay, from
Good.
Narza Digital. How is the DDJ 200 fader for scratching?
Well, as a scratch DJ, it's amazing. You know what? How do I put this into words? PJ, you're the resident scratch guy that's in his basement doing nothing else but scratching.
So
It's not
it's
a
not
Magville.
it's not a Magville Fader Pro, but you can scratch on it. I can get off crabs on it, get transformers on it.
If you have
So
crabs, I don't know that you want to deal with it. Crab the scratch thing.
crab
When you said you
scratches.
Get off crabs with it, I didn't know what. Okay, maybe I took that the wrong way. I'm so sorry, PJ. I didn't want to call
My
you out.
bad.
Yeah.
What's up,
Do you
Bruce?
have one in front of you that? Oh, we don't have audio. That's right. Copyright.
Mhm.
That's-
You can
That's
scratch.
cows.
You can cut it. Yeah, in the WeDJ app, there is a setting to go between sharp and smooth for the crossfader. So at least there's an option there, and I know DJ has the same thing.
Mhm.
So I mean, it is workable. It is not a top level. I don't want to say you get what you pay for on it, but you're getting components within the realm of a $150 item. That it's more in line with. I've never done this before. Let me try it. But if you can scratch, I think you'll find that you can do some amazing things with it.
Mhm. All
PJ's
right, so-
done like his, Ring the Bell, Jack and Jill, Peppermint Patty. What's your scratch set that you do every time?
Oh, when I did the Jazzy Jeff's Peter Piper routine,
That's it,
I was
Peter
able to
Piper.
do it on the 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be the name. That's like if you meet PJ, just say that. Be like, oh, you're PJ, like Peter Piper. Okay, that's all.
PJ Piper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PJ Piper. There you go. Because he's not a DJ.
All right, so the next one is from DJ Vinyl Touch 87, and I think this one would be Pulse. Is there caching option from the Dropbox tie-in? And I believe he's talking about
Yeah. So
Rekordbox.
Yeah, the CDJ 300. I think he probably was talking about let me go back over to this guy. So, yeah, the entire track when you're playing on a cloud sourced song, so you can see cloud up in the top. When you're playing on this, the entire song is cached. So even if I disconnect from the internet or pull the drive, it's still going to be in the memory. And what's great is that the songs are cached on the drive itself. So if I had previously loaded Redblocks, I go and load Don't Give Up. Let me give it a second here. For it to load the song, this is not only being loaded into the player's memory, but it's also being stored on the drive. So now if I go back to Redblocks, watch how fast this loads up. It's instant because it's already got it on the USB drive as part of the cache. So yeah, it's instantaneous, but it does also retain that in case your connection drops out or the drive is removed. So it's stored in the player.
Yeah. I think that would be a future thing where it's like, how do we get like an hour's worth of cache? 2 hours worth of cache, the entire gig's worth of cache.
I think you would just store it on the USB drive at that point, Jay.
I'll talk to Drew on it. Drew's probably figured it out already, so he's on Matrix crash to the internet thing. So, other questions we got, PJ?
Yep, we got 2 more questions. So, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I think it says Your Dad Day.
Your Daddy.
Can you share the cloud with other DJs? So I guess could one account for multiple DJs with Rekordbox?
Yeah, I mean, we actually tested it out. This is not an official
legally,
endorsement
legally.
This is not an official endorsement or announcement of its availability, but in testing, Drew sent me a copy of his key, and I was able to access his account. Now,
legally.
The legal aspect is no, you cannot share an account. Just like we encourage you to pay for music because it supports the artists who are actually making it in the first place. So if you want to continue listening to music, support the stuff you like.
But in an emergency, if you had a song in Rekordbox,
but then you'd still have to make
the first dance.
But you would still have to have some way of making this USB drive with your key because you can't authenticate it. I can't authenticate my key with your account from my Rekordbox computer. I have to be signed into yours. So there are ways of making it happen, but we don't encourage it. Plus, you do have the ability to remotely deactivate that from the software or the Rekordbox mobile app.
For more hacking tips from DJ Pulse.
So, he goes, "Oh, it's not Napster LimeWire."
No, sadly, no. It's BearShare. You guys remember that one?
But hey, if you're trying to get it, like
I wasn't around in the 1950s.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
In the same kind of concept, if you're trying to get a song into into playback for immediate use, the Rekordbox mobile app is one way that you can do that because you can still get the song on your phone from a source, whether it's like emailed or Dropbox, and then you can import it to the collection on your phone and then link that into a player. You're playing the song. So yeah, there's lots of ways of doing it.
You could do like the Launch or Better Off Alone or Sandstorm and stuff that way.
Yeah, the Jay's top 100 hits. Yeah,
there you go. All 3 of them.
Look for it on LimeWire.
Yeah, BearShare.ru.
Oh man! All right, so last question from Mike Marquez: are you going to Mobile Beat?
I know Mike Marquez. Well, Mike, to be honest with you, any sort of announcement about that would be made in a little bit. It's now going to be called MEX, which is the Mobile Expo, as part of the Photo Booth Expo in February. But, we'll probably make announcements down the road about that. I don't want to go much further than that. I'll be drinking in Vegas in February. I know that. But outside of that, I don't want to really go too far down that road. So, but I'll be knocking back Truly's late February, about 6 miles south of Tropicana.
Yeah, my plans are still up. And I know the government was changing the rules again today about the borders and international travel. So,
dude, we got to work that out. This is like I have not physically. You guys, real quick, because I don't think people realize this, and I still haven't figured out the exact number. But for what it's worth, Pulse and I have spent. It's well over 300 nights in a hotel room together at shows.
And the majority of those were for business.
99%. But literally, we would see each other.
I just thought you guys partied a lot together or something.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Well, I did that part. Pulse slept, and I would go out for him because, you know.
So,
But yeah, I
someone had
mean,
to be
I
up
haven't
manning the
physically,
questions, right?
no, we have not physically seen each other since Expo 2019.
No,
Nam.
it
Nam.
was the NAM show. I didn't go to Expo.
Oh, NAM 2020. That's
Yeah,
right.
even Expo last year I didn't go.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
So, and this is the new
NAM
bizarre world we live in. I
2020.
mean, there were years where we would literally see each other every month at a different
Yeah,
show. So I'm hoping that I'll see him in February, but if not, maybe August because Expo is scheduled for August again.
or the NAM show in what's the date rescheduled to June?
June.
NAM is June. Yeah,
Yeah,
not available. Maybe June. So it's now
NAM.
called NAMJ. Because the old NAM it stood for not available. Maybe May.
Yeah.
We'll have a little
But
iPad on FaceTime with Pulse if anybody wants to ask questions at Nam.
yeah, there you
Great.
go. Well, and I'm really looking forward to get back to that normality. And by normality, I simply mean what it was like before, where we could see each other all the time and where we
Yeah.
could interact with each other. I can't tell you how much I've learned from the people that watch this show, from the DJs I've met at shows. The information that has changed my life as a DJ has been given to me by you. It wasn't that much that I stumbled upon. It was watching other DJs do things and hearing them at shows and talking to them in the hallways. So that's really why I'm so desperately hungry to get back to that lifestyle of being able to go to a show and see people and learn and interact and be human again. So hopefully that all changes in 2022. It's looking like a good year right now. 2021 up and down, but hopefully it ended well for you. Please, again, go into the comments, put your Twitch channel, let's all follow each other. Let's make this a good
There's
community.
the bonus. We wouldn't have had so much Twitch if this hadn't happened. So
No, I didn't know what Twitch was. Like 3 months before I became an affiliate, I literally was like, "Hey, Pulse, yeah, what's up? Hey, what's this Twitch thing? Oh, it's for gamers.
Uh,
Oh, okay, I don't have to worry."
I'm waiting
about
for when Jay starts gaming on
Yeah.
Twitch.
Well, no, that's why I signed on to OnlyFans so early. I had that page. Like I was there. Then I got kicked out of there. So it's another story altogether. Well, I think that's it for the show. We are done for this year for 2021. We are coming back in January. We'll be doing some things to kind of get you ready for the year. New announcements, new software, new products, new everything for 2022. We're really looking forward to that. I want to thank my friend Pulse, my friend PJ, my producer JP, of course, everyone here at Pioneer DJ for all their love, support, and affection throughout the year. But that will do it for us. So I will say to all of you, thank you. Stay well, stay safe. Have a great holiday season. We will see you in the next year at Pioneer DJ USA for everything. You know where to find me on the internet. Outside of that, I'll stay well. Appreciate it. Take care.